to do to react to the situation. That's very good for sAviOr there. Mind you, ZerO also has a full-on scout with his Overlord inside of sAviOr's base. sAviOr now losing that Zergling, but still doing a pretty good job. Still producing lots and lots of Zerglings. Now finally also getting his second gas inside of his 4 o'clock base. You can't really call that a natural, just his secondary, let's refer to it as that. sAviOr trying to make some sort of cracks in those wall defense, just trying to kill off a Zergling so he can try for a run by, and losing some Zerglings in the process. sAviOr is actually not going to try to push this, just possibly try to make some cracks in the pavement, but oh no, nothing. Spire now up for ZerO, and he's going to have his first 3 Mutalisk up very soon. sAviOr again trying to push through, actually going for it, managing again, wow, same thing again, managing to get 1 Zergling through, and 2 Zerglings actually. He's going to spot those Mutalisks on the way. I'm going to see what he manages to do. Has those 2 Zerglings just fighting around, attacking one egg a little bit, and now actually managing to get through, forcing ZerO back. ZerO also putting probes up the line, so sAviOr is going to try to go for a full frontal here, and not a lot of Zerglings there for him, but there are some Mutalisks in the air as well. Scourge for ZerO, so he's definitely going to be able to take out all these Zerglings, but sAviOr, meanwhile, doing a good job trying to avoid this Mutalisk as much as he can, taking out all the Zerglings, has a few Zerglings left himself on the ground, which he is losing, just doing a very good job of delaying the Mutalisks of ZerO's from flying inside of his own base. He, meanwhile, sAviOr grouping up a lot of Scourge and a few Mutalisks himself, just doing a very good job sacrificing his Zerglings while killing all the ground forces of ZerO, doing a very, very good job of distracting those Mutalisks, also putting in a creep colony inside of his main. I assume that's for a Spore, although I haven't seen a evolution chamber from it. Maybe I just missed it. I assume that's what the creep colony is for. It's right at the drone line, should be able to fend off any Mutalisks, and he's just going to use those own Mutalisks and his own Scourge to fly as much as he can, grouping up as well, and now sending out even more Zerglings, trying to just fly around and get some scouts. There are some Zerglings out for ZerO as well. So no, actually that's a sunken colony from sAviOr. He's just going to set that there to try to prevent any sort of possible Zergling run by, because ZerO is actually moving him with some Zerglings into his own base, a couple of Zerglings, and that sunken colony is definitely going to prevent that. Meanwhile, sAviOr also trying to run with his own Zerglings, getting taken out, and now sAviOr's few Zerglings are actually going to be caught by Scourge, so the Mutalisk is microing them pretty decently, but overall not doing a good job. ZerO has meanwhile managed to run in. I don't know if he actually managed to kill any drones. He lost all of his Zerglings. I don't think he actually managed any kills. sAviOr now trying to equalize production, both players mining two-way gas, and sAviOr just trying to equalize the number of Mutalisk he has, also grouping up his Scourge. He did take some damage there when he unfortunately flew right into the attack range of ZerO's Mutalisk. ZerO now moving out with his own Mutalisk. We're going to see this just going to be one huge Mutalisk battle. sAviOr producing a bunch of more Mutalisk, just trying to group up as well as he can. And ZerO's Mutalisk play is actually very good. So I'm going to see, he's going to move in, going to attack the Overlord, kill one Overlord from sAviOr. So that's a big loss to sAviOr there. He's going to move out with his own Scourge. Scourge is going to fly in to engage some Mutalisk. ZerO doing a pretty good job of splitting some of his own Mutalisk to try and to distract the Scourge. And now sAviOr doing a pretty good job microing away from those Scourge, killing a bunch of ZerO's own Scourge, and pulling a big Mutalisk battle there. sAviOr moving backward now that there was a Zergling there from ZerO trying to attack his gas mining drone. ZerO now moving out again, can attack a Overlord, and sAviOr's going to lose another Overlord due to those Mutalisks. sAviOr not splitting up his Overlords too, trying to micro around those Scourge, but most of the Scourge managing to land. sAviOr now has lost a lot of Mutalisks, trying to group those up again, but I'm not sure who has more Mutalisks. I think actually sAviOr might have a few more Mutalisks there. ZerO now reinforcing, and another Overlord. sAviOr forced to produce a lot of Overlords to try to replenish his supply, and more Scourge flying around. sAviOr doing a pretty good job of trying to keep ZerO away from his base, forcing ZerO to fly back, trying to micro as well as he can. More Mutalisks now coming in from ZerO. ZerO losing some Mutalisks, but sAviOr also losing Mutalisks, and that's pretty much all you can say when this is going to happen in ZVZ. So much of the game is just play-by-play. Sorry, guys. sAviOr has, however, lost quite a large number of Mutalisks there, so I think he might be in a little bit of trouble. His early economy was a little bit in trouble. He lost a lot of Zerglings there. He's also lost 2 Overlords. That's not going to be very good. sAviOr trying to keep those Mutalisks of his flying, make sure he has them. And there are some Zerglings on the ground for ZerO as well. They're going to gain some other Zerglings, but those are going to instantly kill the Zerglings of sAviOr. And, of course, those Zerglings on the ground are really going to prevent ZerO from targeting those Mutalisks. Most of those Zerglings get taken down, although ZerO's doing a pretty good job of harassing, flying around, taking some Scourge damage, but overall just microing around, killing the Mutalisk of sAviOr. Has also killed gas mining drones. ZerO splitting up and resplitting and doing a very good job overall, and sAviOr's lost most of his Mutalisk because there's only 1 Mutalisk left in the air, and just going to fly away and try to keep away as long as he can. ZerO now in such an advantage in this game. He's just keeping sAviOr inside of his base. ZerO also has that 1 Zergling there, killing gas mining drones, flying around, also trying to kill some Overlords. There are some Scourge now on the ground. Again, sAviOr trying to catch up, but ZerO with very good Mutalisk micro, just catching all those units. Such a large number of Mutalisk at this point. The sAviOr, I don't think, can come back into this game. Just early damage has been now is taking his toll. sAviOr just at this point has already lost. GG coming from sAviOr. So ZerO takes the first set. And that's got to be disappointing for sAviOr there. ZerO doing a pretty good job microing his Mutalisks very well. And that is all she wrote. So sAviOr taking a sip of water just like I just did. So that's 1-0 to 0. I personally thought that sAviOr would take this, but there are a lot of people who think that ZerO will. And whenever it is that I predict sAviOr to win, sAviOr apparently loses. And whenever I predict sAviOr to lose, he wins. So now that I predicted his victory, he might actually lose. Uh-oh. So, good game, especially by ZerO there, catching sAviOr very well with that 12 pool paying off. sAviOr trying to go for early economy, but just not managing to micro his Mutalisk enough. Just not overall getting the economic advantage he was trying for. So we're going to see how this game evolves. It's going to be very psychological. I'm going to see whether sAviOr's veterancy in this venue will help him out. So, GG guys, and wrenching out.